Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Flagler Voice Business Network Expo. Today, we have a really special guest in the studio, one that will always make you happy, Magdalene. How are you doing today?
I'm
Oh,
great. How are you?
Magdalena,
Yes,
right?
that's
Yeah,
correct. That's
Magdalena,
correct.
right. So, I met you in the Money Magnets networking group. I think I might have seen you in RDC a couple of times too. Were you ever at the Royal over by?
No,
No. Okay.
but many other groups,
Yeah, I
yes.
must. I've seen you in two groups. I just don't know what the second group was. But at any rate, so you teach dance, but you don't really just teach dance. You teach entertainment and having a good time while learning to dance, right?
Yes, I think you got that right. Definitely dancing, it's a medium to,
Right.
to get us happy, to get us out of our comfort zone and bring the spark back for many relationships. Absolutely.
Yeah, and I haven't had a chance. My wife and I take care of my mother-in-law, and she's ill, and so one of us has to be at the house pretty much all the time. So it's very difficult to dance together when you're not together. So when that ends, we will come out and take some happy lessons from you.
Yes,
But I have
fantastic.
heard reviews from other people who have done it, who have basically never danced before or anything like that. And every time I hear the review, it's always how awesome it was and how exciting it was and how much fun they had. So you do an excellent job.
Thank you, thank you. I think that the main thing you mentioned, if it's not fun, we wouldn't want to do it. We have so many busy things like yourself, caring for somebody, taking care of like the mundane daily life, and it's not
Right.
always fun. So when somebody comes to me, I try to give them like an hour where they can escape their world, where they can close the doors on everything that's absolutely happening,
Sure.
and be in a fun, happy zone together, hopefully with their partner.
Of course. So let's talk a little bit about the business. Where is it located?
So right now we subletting a little space in a city marketplace.
City
Hmm.
Marketplace. Okay. And give me a phone number or something. How would I get in touch with you if I wanted
Yeah, the best way is, the name of the company, which is Two Left Feet Cure.
to?
So most of
And that's actually a website. The number
yeah,
two
Facebook. Yeah,
leftfeetcure.com and on Facebook.
that's the best way. So if you remember, most of my students introduce themselves. I have two left feet. So when you
Yes.
look down and you feel like that, you're definitely my candidate. We are a perfect match because I kind of developed in the last 27 years of teaching the cure for that. Because it's really a mindset. It's some kind of a limitation and a fear that most of the people have when they come in. So if you can think of two left feet and a cure, that'll be me, and that's the best way to find me. Yeah, basically anybody that relates with that.
So let's go back a little bit in time. Um, you don't sound like you have a Southern accent. So you didn't come from the South. So where did you come from and how did you get into dance and how did you end up here?
Sure. So if we really back it up, what brought me to dancing was actually neat. I come from Europe. I'm Polish, and at age about 7 or 8, my mom took me to take piano lessons.
Hmm.
And about a quick interview, they brought me back out to the hallway and say, "You have a wonderful child. She's very energetic, but the music does not bother her. She has absolutely no rhythm in her." In Europe, they don't sugarcoat. They just tell you
Right.
how it is. And my mom was like scared and fearful what happened. So that's how I started my dancing journey, as that supposedly helped me with the rhythm, which for the first 2 years didn't. Just like you have the big headset. That's what my dad brought me from Germany, a big Walkman with the cassettes.
Mhm.
And the beat was just beaming into my heart, my soul. And I think that was the music and that was me. But after about 2 years, I think we made friends. Somehow, the connection was made, and my heart and my blood was beating in the rhythm of the music. And long story short, I think that's the best way today. One of the biggest thing is that people don't hear the beat or they can relate to the music. They don't have musical background. They may be not artistic per se from their profession. So I can bridge it. It's learnable. It's easier to know because I found it. So I kind of help them through it, and they can also make friends and know how to
Right.
express the music. So I come from Poland. I came to U.S. When I was 19. to New York City for 2 weeks of a vacation.
Yeah.
My dream was to see palm trees.
Uh,
Well, I thought
Not many in New York.
yeah, no, but the map looked through a scale of European that I could make it to Florida on a weekend in 2 hours. Well, when
Uh,
I got here, I learned a little differently. But without a language, without anything, I fell in love with the people here, and there was an opportunity at the one of the Manhattan's dance studios to work there for a year. So I said, why not? I will learn the language at least. Well, the why not it turned out to 22 years for me, and I'm happily the citizen of this beautiful country, and I'm not going anywhere.
Awesome, awesome. And then you came down to Florida to Palm Coast?
Eventually, yes, I
Yeah.
made it. I did finish my professional career. I retired, and then I said, okay, what's next? And I
Uh,
think that was the time where I was supposed to be originally, which was next to the palm trees, which I am every day waking up, having my coffee, and looking at the palm trees.
do you have them in your yard?
Absolutely, I do. I look on the golf cart course,
Oh,
so that's
what?
my mornings.
That's wonderful. Well, so we've learned that you came from Europe. You came to where? What? New York first,
New
or
York 1st.
New York first, and then down to Palm Coast. You've opened up this wonderful dance studio, even though you're just subletting right now. But that's awesome, and you have your space. And as I said when we began, the reviews that I've heard have just been over the top. You're bubbly, you're exciting, and you make it fun, even for people like your shirt says have two left feet.
Yes, yes. What I love to do is work with, couples, empty nesters, people that look to reunite their connection, bring that spark back. I'm kind of the social concierge to make sure weekly they do find time. They maybe dress up a little bit. They look a little bit more elegant, and they can come out and have the time together. And there's the little music. There you go.
Yeah,
You see, I bring out the
somebody was
music.
calling into the station.
So basically, yes, that's what we would love to do is to give them some fun time, especially now that the hot summer is coming in. That's a great
Yeah,
activity to do indoors with a lot of AC
a
for them.
lot of AC. Yeah, and we have that in the studio too. It's funny when nobody's here and I'm just working in here doing editing or whatever. I'll turn the AC down to 61.
Woo! I wouldn't
Yeah,
be here.
yeah. Oh, I turn it into an ice box. I'm from Maine,
Okay.
and I moved to Palm Coast in 1983, and I'll tell you, I haven't acclimated to the heat in the summer, even though my other job I work outside,
Okay.
and so I'm outside in the heat and I've been here for 43 years. So any place that has AC, that's the place for me.
Then it will be me too.
Yeah, it'll be fun. I can't wait to do it.
Sure.
Just have to manipulate what's going on at home here first for a little while, and then we'll get there.
Absolutely. There's always a season for it.
Right, right.
Yeah.
So when you give your lessons, actually, I don't even think lesson is the right word. I think when you give your entertainment or you give your heart a lift, do you do it by the half hour, the hour? How do you schedule your appointments?
So yes, there is, throughout, like I mentioned, over 25 years, I kind of found the magic formula, what works, what it doesn't. 45 minutes seems to be the magic bullet where we just had enough. Also dancing, people use it as their weekly exercise in a fun way.
Oh yeah,
People don't realize, like, I don't want to discourage gym, but for example, a lot of people feel like it's a harsh work. They kind of reject it as they do it. Not everybody's a gym rat and they don't enjoy it. So they kind of create more cortisol that stops their movement even though they're working out. So here they get to working out. An average lesson is like a mile and a quarter, almost running, and
mm,
and you do it happily, meaning your body is happy, so you have a happy endorphins, the good hormones coming out, which really release a lot, like you have the double burn of everything. Not only that you lift, people, let's say, come level 7, they do live level 10. The
right.
change of their state, change of the emotions, the most beautiful side effect, and that's the recent discoveries from Yale and Harvard are that ballroom dancing is actually the number one preventer for dementia, Alzheimer. Why? because we are being triggered not only intellectually, because I make you remember the step, count, know what you're doing, obviously physically, because you have to be standing up, holding your posture, exercising, and keeping your muscles in shape, but it also has a physical touch with another human being nonstop.
Right.
So when those three are activated, new neural pathways are being built. We are activated on three different things, which tennis or learning languages or playing chess, like the other activities. Advice for seniors, don't give you that. And
Right.
the first things for people with dementia or anything of memory loss is the withdrawal of human touch. And they shut down on a basic human need, which is being touched.
Right.
So we touch a lot, we hug a lot. And sometimes my couple say, well, today, maybe I didn't really learn much. I said, you held each other for 45 minutes together. And like my one of my students said, my cheeks hurts, my cheeks hurts. We laughed it so much. And that's all. That's when we feel accomplished. And the side effect, yes, eventually, if you dance with me, you will be a good dancer. But that's not the priority. It's what's the benefits around it and how the 45 minutes change your complete state and pulled you out of your day.
Right. See, I can't wait to get there
Yeah.
and do it. And like I said, and I'll continue to say, I have never heard a bad review. It's always been good. In fact, it's been over the top good. People who thought, yeah, well, I won't mention any names, but there was one guy in one of the networking groups that we're in, Money Magnets, that brought his wife in, and he is not a dancer, and he has no interest, had no interest in dancing. But the review he gave during one of the Money Magnet meetings was flowing. How much fun he had, how much excitement he had, and I guess he's come back a few times because now he's learning to dance, and he and his wife are having a reconnect, if you will.
Yes, yes, Alan, very good point. Men are very hesitant. It's a scary thing to do. Nobody wants to look foolish or awkward, or you guys always want to be a rah-rah and show the best part of you, and that's a very vulnerable thing. And it maybe it's not for everybody. Or I always ask, come for 30 minutes. If it's not your flow, there is no must, no do's, but we don't know how simple it is. And once you came and you did it, it's like that's all. Like there is not a chance to look foolish, there's no chance with me to fail. And I think what we build on seeing on TV or seeing others do, or how hard could it be, we don't want to put ourselves in a risking atmosphere, especially in front of your loved one that you always want to
Sure.
present and be the hero for her. So I think once you try it and you can succeed within a few minutes and say, well, like, what was I scared about? I think that's the magic bullet for me. Either they continue or not, but to know that they never have to have a fear of trying to dance, because ladies love it, right? We all want to be the Cinderella. We always want to be twirl at the parties and really living the princess life. But we cannot do it without you guys. We need the hairy chest in the house. So, I love couples. I believe in couples. We just had a graduation 2 days ago. We graduating 22 couples that socialize
Wow.
together, go together. I prepare a lot of couples for the hammock beach clubs, for the Italian
Mm.
America, for the Portuguese club. I speak 5 languages, so I can
Mm.
help a lot of couples as well. So it's been so wonderful, because then now they going out, they meeting outside, they meeting on the weekends, they learn where to go. Once a month, we always try to visit a new place, so they know how to go there, how to buy a ticket, how to do it, what
Ah.
DJ plays, where they can go in the area, to even go and socialize with others that love to dance and not just eat and drink. We're
Right,
trying to
right.
keep it active as well, and romantic and fun too.
That's awesome. Well, tell again how people can get in touch with you and where you're located one more time, if you would.
Yes, so definitely we are in the city marketplace. The best way to see other couples dance, see how it looks, peek. I know you gotta guys do your research. You're still skeptical, but two left feet cure number two left feet look down, and a cure at the end. On Facebook, you will see a little icon of me dancing in the red dress. That'll be me. Please reach out with any hesitations, any questions, especially if you have a cruise to go to, wedding to go to. We do specialize in getting couples dance floor ready in just under 5 lessons. So
Wow.
give it a chance. You have nothing to lose for
Sure.
sure.
So let me ask you one more question because when a couple comes in and as you said the guy is always has I'm hesitant but I'm willing to do it because I've seen the reviews and heard the reviews. But so when when a couple comes in, is it just them, or do you have group lessons?
The most important, never start with the group. If there is one thing, either you decide to do it with me or anybody else. Group setting, party setting, it's like going and trying to learn how to drive in New York City. Not a great idea. Okay, you want to be alone. So absolutely alone, one-on-one private lesson. And I don't mean maybe alone in a room, but one-on-one instruction. The
Right.
most important is to meet you where you at, cater towards your need, your speed, your height, your age. So one-on-one, it's the only way to go to
Perfect.
start with.
Excellent. Well, I appreciate you coming in. I think it's great, and I've known you through the Money Magnets networking group. Has that group helped you?
Oh, fantastically. I already have few members that I thought would be the last one to come, and they flourishing. One of the most kind of hidden and shy gentleman came out, and it's loving it. So my job is accomplished. I go to bed peacefully. I help to change their lives. So seeing them happy, seeing them hug and kiss and enjoy themselves is it's really my goal.
Wow. Wow. Well, I appreciate you coming in, and don't make this the last time. It's fun to have you here, and love to hear more about your business in the future as it grows and becomes more established.
Absolutely. It will be my honor. Thank you so
All
much
right,
for the
thank you.
opportunity. Thanks.
Well, everybody, this is another episode of the Flagler Voice Business Expo. You've heard it here. It's time to learn to dance.
Woohoo!
Have a great day.
Jesus is waving. We better be waving too.
That's
Awesome.
right.
Thank